Seriously? Hey guys, and welcome to this 10th edition Orc Index Tactics video. In the last one we covered Orc Boys. In this one we're going to carry on with the battle line portion of the index and look at the Beast Snagga Boyz. If you do want to check out that last video on the boys, then there'll be a link popping up in the corner now. Go and check that one out. But now we are looking at Beast Snagga Boyz. So yeah, these are the two that are vying for your pick for your battle line troops. So obviously being battle line means you can have up to 6 squads of these, which is awesome. But yes, we need to see how they compare to the regular boys. Well, they are more expensive, so they come in at 105 points, and they do have some advantages over your regular boys, but they've also got some disadvantages, which we shall talk about. So their statistics are movement 6, toughness 5, save 5+, 1 wound, leadership 7, and an objective control of 2. Thus far, exactly the same as the boys. But the advantages that the Beast Snaggas have is that they come with a built-in feel no pain of 6+, which is beautiful. Absolutely lovely. They also come with the special ability Monster Hunters. So each time a model in this unit makes an attack that targets a monster or vehicle unit, you can re-roll the hit roll. So yes, they are very good at tackling monsters and vehicles, which gives them a nice little boost. So they're a bit more resilient with that 6+ feel no pain, and they're better at targeting some of the larger units that you're going to come across on the battlefield. But they do have the disadvantage of not having that lovely special rule that the boys have with being in mobs of 20, as we discussed in the last video, being able to plug in different characters and, you know, really boost the boys up to make them something really special. The Beast Snagga Boyz can be in mobs of 20, but they don't get that special rule, so they can only be joined by 1 character. We will take a brief look at the characters and what abilities they can bring to the Beast Snagga Boyz in a moment, but before we do that, let's have a look at the weapons they've got. So they do come equipped with sluggers and choppers as standard, and they are exactly the same as they are with the boys. Yet 3 attacks. The -1 AP is absolutely lovely. So yeah, they're going to dish out a lot of attacks and be quite brutal against most targets. The Beast Snagga Knob has got some slightly different weaponry. He comes with a power snapper, which is essentially a big chopper with an extra attack. So yeah, it's a pretty tasty weapon actually. 4 attacks, weapon skill 3+, strength 7, AP of -1, and a flat 2 damage. So yeah, pretty nice. They do have one other disadvantage against the boys as well. They don't have the grenade keywords. They don't get the access to that grenade stratagem, which is a shame. In fact, now don't quote me on this, but so far I've only noticed that the boys have that. I haven't noticed many other units that have that. I'm sure there are some that have it. Tank Busters have got to have it, surely. I don't know. We'll get to that when we deal with the Tank Busters one. So let's take a look at the other side of the card. So yep, it is 1 Beast Snagga Knob and 9 to 19 Beast Snagga Boyz. So yeah, 10 or 20 Beast Snagga Boyz. For every 10 models in this unit, 1 Beast Snagga Boyz slugger and chopper can be replaced with 1 thump gun and 1 close combat weapon. So we should take a look at that, shouldn't we? The thump gun, which basically looks like a really nice brutal shotgun. Sorry about the lighting, guys. My light is being an absolute dick right now, so I keep having to adjust it. So sorry it's shining off the card and blinding you all. You should be used to it now, shining off my bald head though. So the thump gun has the blast keyword, which is lovely. It has a range of 18 inches. It has D3 attacks, ballistic skill 5+, strength 6, no AP, but it does do a flat 2 damage. So it adds a nice little bit of extra firepower in there. Personally, I would opt to take it every time because I like Dakka, and I think it's a cool looking model as well, the one with the thump gun. Just a nice big boomstick, which is always cool to have. But yeah, so for me, I probably prefer the regular boys over the Beast Snagga Boyz. I just think they're cheaper for one. They come with more versatility. Yet they're not going to be as good against monsters and vehicles and things. But I don't know. I just think that being able to plug different characters into them, into large units, and then you can get around that lack of feel no pain by putting a pain boy in there if it means that much to you, and then you're going to get a 5+ feel no pain. But these boys have access to that as well, because one character you can include with them is the good old Pain Boss. Now the Pain Boss, he does the same. He will up their feel no pain to a 5+. So I don't know, with that, it doesn't feel like you're going to get the same value out of the Pain Boss that you do from the Pain Boy, because they already have that 6+ feel no pain. It's sort of, I don't know, you're probably going to be more tempted to put a different type of character in with them, but a 5+ is twice as good as a 6+. So you're getting a 1 in 3 chance of feel no pain rather than a 1 in 6. It really will make a difference. So yeah, and then obviously he has the ability with the Grot Orderly as well. Once per battle in the command phase, he can return D3 models back to units. So he really does add a nice bit of survivability to him. So that is one for your consideration. The other one for your consideration is the Boy. A really cool model, actually. I really like the Boy. But we will look into these characters later in a future video in this playlist, guys. So we will look at these guys in proper detail later. But for now, I just want to see how they interact with the unit they're attached to. So the Boy, he has got some interesting abilities. So he's got his Eyes of Mork weapon, which is quite nasty actually, and gets more nasty the more Beast Snagga Boyz are around him. So yeah, that's one that is definitely worth looking at. And then he's got the Roar of Mork as well, which basically can affect basically causes like battle shock tests and reduces well, let's have a read of it actually, shall we? In your opponent's command phase, you can select one enemy unit within 18 inches of and visible to this psyker and roll 1d6. On a 1, this psyker's unit suffers d3 mortal wounds, so it's a bit risky, but on a 2+, until the start of your opponent's next command phase, each time a battle shock or leadership test is taken for that enemy unit, subtract 2 from that test. So yeah, basically scares an enemy unit pretty much. So yeah, if you're trying to force battle shock tests and reduce it, that could be quite useful, specifically if you're trying to deny them, you know, being able to claim an objective if it's being contested. I think compared to the Weird Boys to jump, I think it's less useful, but it's still quite a fun thing to do. But I think the character that most people are going to be wanting to put in their Beast Snagga unit will be the Beastboss, because he is an absolute beast. So he does the Beastboss while this model is leading a unit. Each time a model in that unit makes a melee attack, add 1 to the hit roll. So yeah, he's given them that +1 to hit. Although if they're fighting against a monster or a vehicle, they're getting that anyway. So yeah, it's a nice ability. It'll be good against infantry units and stuff. And he's an absolute hench beast anyway. So yeah, he is an absolute devastating one, which we will look at later. We'll go into them in more detail. But yeah, there you go. So Beast Snaggas, I mean, for me, I just think boys are the better, more versatile choice. They have more options, they're cheaper, you can equip them for more different roles. But I think Beast Snagga Boyz are a fun unit. I think they're fantastic looking models, and that built-in feel no pain. So if you want to have them without a character in there and just have like a unit of 10 of them with feel no pain stuff, they're going to be good, and they're going to be good for tackling some of the monsters and vehicles, particularly like light vehicles and stuff. because although they've got that like sorry, see now, hang on a minute, I ballsed up there, didn't I? And you know what, I'm not going to edit it out, I'm going to just leave it warts and all, because that's how I roll. The Beastboss gives a +1 to hit. I'm just looking on their card and reminding myself of what I just read out just a few minutes ago. They don't get a +1, they get re-roll the hit roll. So actually, the Beastboss with them is going to make them really effective. That changes things up a bit, actually. So you're getting that +1 to hit with a re-roll. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I think the Beastboss is the optimal choice for what character to put with your Beast Snaggers. So yeah, but they're not hugely strong. So if you're coming up against a monster or a vehicle, then yes, you're going to be hitting them reliably, but are you going to be wounding them? Because they're going to be quite tough. But I think weight of dice and numbers and that, you're going to be wounding a lot of things on 5s, aren't you? Especially if you're going up against sort of lighter vehicles or not like massively tough monsters, then yeah, most things have been wounded on a 5. So yeah, they're all right. You've got the power snapper in there. That'll do some damage to most vehicles, light vehicles. So yeah, I think they're a fun unit. For me, the boys are just a more versatile, better unit though. But what do you guys think? What is your choice for the #1 battle line unit? Is it the Beast Snagga Boyz or is it the regular boys? Let me know in the comment section below, guys. And also let me know what character you think is best to lead your Beast Snagga Boyz. Are you throwing a Werboy in there? Are you going for the Pain Boss, or are you putting in the Beast Boss? But yes, there we go. That's Beast Snagga Boyz. Next up, I'm going to give you a little sneak peek now, guys. So on the next video, we are going to be covering something very, very special, very important. We've done all the battle line stuff. We're going to next do a unit that should arguably be a battle line unit. But we'll discuss that in the next one. And it is, of course, these guys, the Humble Gretchen. So we'll get into that one next, guys. But for now, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you on the next one, guys. This is 6+ Stevo, signing out.